I was like 9 years old, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to play with my dolls one last time. My back is to the door. I'm facing a corner. I'm playing with my dolls, and I hear my name behind me. Sounds kind of like my mom, but different. So I look back, and I see this figure. It's her, but she's got a long neck. She's kind of blue, and she's crouched over in my doorway. As soon as I looked at it, it gave me this look and like slithered out of the door. So I get up, I run back to my mom. She's in the shower. There's no way that was her.
From the dawn of the spoken word, storytelling has been the backbone of human culture, warning of looming dangers and evoking our most personal fears. What you're about to hear are the real-life experiences of everyday people, brave enough to share their terrifying tales. Tales where the horror hits close to home. I'm your host, Danny. Welcome to the Hometown Horrors Podcast. Listen if you dare. Well, howdy, folks. We are the Hometown Horrors Podcast, coming back at you again. And today, I have Bailey, who was recommended to me by my friend and colleague, John, of the Girthy Hog Network.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So the stories that you've told me that you have are freaking crazy.
Yes. The first one that I really remember, probably about 3 years old, taking a nap on my couch. I get woken up. There's glowing red light behind my couch. And as soon as I open my eyes, I can hear this like, ho, 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 ho. And I'm like, what the fuck? I ran to my mom's room. I told her everything that I just saw and heard. Her and her boyfriend look at each other and they both go, the devil, at the same time. I don't really remember much after that, but I will never forget it.
It's almost like cartoonish. They just turn on cue. The devil, he's back.
Like they'd seen this shit before or something.
Yeah, like there's so much in that I wish I could know more about.
I know. Well, the property is family owned for like generations. And there's a lot of stories and a lot of bad things have actually happened there before. I was like 9 years old and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to play with my dolls one last time. I get my stuff out. I sit on my floor. My back is to the door. I'm facing a corner. I'm playing with my dolls and I hear my name behind me. Sounds kind of like my mom, but different. So I look back and I see this figure. It's her, but she's got a long neck. She's kind of blue, and she's crouched over in my doorway. As soon as I looked at it, it gave me this look and like slithered out of the door. So I get up, I run back to my mom. She's in the shower. There's no way that was her. I ended up talking to a medium later on. She told me long necks insinuate a hanging. That's what happened with my mom, like
asphyxiation.
Yes.
So that was like a premonition of what was to come.
The same day that lady was there, she's like, I feel like you've seen something. Where's your room? She goes back there with me. It was the heaviest feeling I had ever felt in my house. And it was just like pounding. She's like, it's mad that we're here right now. She told me something to say when it happens, but it was still there.
Now, where was this house? Was it in West Virginia?
Yes, it was.
How many generations had owned that house?
I know as far back as my mom's dad, and it could have even been before then. My grandma had nervous breakdowns a lot while she was at this property. She ended up passing in 1993. Her and my pap were driving down the road right near the house. It was Halloween night. They were drinking and driving, and my grandma decided to put her head out of the car.
Out the window.
Yeah, out the window. She hit a telephone pole, and it knocked her head clean off.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know. It's wild.
That sounds like Hereditary. Did you ever see that movie? That's just what my mind goes to.
Yeah. And after my mom had passed, the woman that my mom's boyfriend talked to, she said that there was a woman and a little girl waiting for her when she was crossing over or whatever. Me and her boyfriend were outside one day and we heard these voices under the house. It didn't happen for long, but...
Could you make out what they were saying? Or
it was just like little tiny whispers and like the little kid laugh.
Those big family homes, they soak up so much energy over the years.
The things there apparently fed off of the energy, so...
It sounds like it.
Yeah.
Just the fact that whatever was there was so mad that you'd brought a medium in.
Yes, like we were going to figure you out. My grandparents were really against the idea, but my mom's boyfriend was gung-ho about it.
Were they of the mind that, hey, we might be poking the bear a little bit on this, or they're just like, don't ask any questions about it?
Everybody was like, leave it alone. Don't even start. I've heard some stories from my pap.
Yeah.
It's wild. One time I was in my room. I had just gotten a new CD for Christmas. I'm sitting there listening to it, and about the third song in, I hear my name, and it sounds like my neighbor Ashley. I thought she like came over and was like talking to my window. I paused my music. Nothing. I turned my music back on. I hear it now. It's a little deeper, but more rushed. As soon as I pause my music, I hear Bailey.
Coming through like the headphones, or was it like actually in the room?
It was in the room. Like I felt the words all the time in that house. I would run through the halls. I did not feel safe. I would just run. I felt like something was right behind me the entire time.
Do you remember any of the stories that your pap had?
One time, apparently, I hear this is a folklore thing. He apparently experienced this. He was driving down the road near Hedgesville, and he picked up a hitchhiker.
Which you could do back in the day without as much concern.
Yes, he picked up a hitchhiker, had her in the back seat, and as he's driving down the road, he looks in the rearview mirror, and she's gone, but he can smell her perfume.
Ooh.
Yeah, like, my pap really didn't talk much about the property and stuff.
I feel like that was a lot of dudes of that time, though.
Yes.
Like, you had to white knuckle your way through a lot of life, and if a ghost slapped you in the face one night, you would try not to tell anyone about it just because you don't tell anyone about the war, you don't tell anyone about how shitty work is, you just try to do your thing and keep life going.
For him, I feel like he didn't want to acknowledge it because it would make him weaker.
Yeah, like imagine being like a grown adult and then you have a weird experience and you're like, I don't want to have to factor in vampires to my everyday life. Like,
Yeah.
this is going to suck.
It's crazy. After my mom had passed, she was cremated. He had her in his little box that he engraved, puts it in his room. He had to apparently move it to the living room because it was knocking at night.
Oh. That's one of the scariest things I've ever heard. It seems like the energy is attached to like a certain area. Maybe not a house, maybe not a person in every regard, but...
Well, I'll tell you this. There's a graveyard nearby where my grandma is buried. It's a bunch of people from right in that area, like the mountain.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
It's
So
all
small
family.
local community graveyard.
Yes.
So even if it were a thing of like your family members maybe trying to reach out, you feel like there wouldn't be that feeling of malevolence or weirdness to it.
Yeah, I've always wondered why it wasn't more friendly.
A lot of people have stories about supernatural things that like they don't attach fear or scariness to it at all. It's like I had a vision of my brother while he was in the hospital and it was like an everything's going to be okay type thing. But for most people, it's like something scratched me or something was knocking or...
Okay, this is why I hate Facebook memories, because I first got my Facebook when I was like 13, I guess. And I used to post things that I do not remember. And I was like, dude, I woke up with another bite mark. Like,
Oh my God.
Yeah, and I see these things. I think I deleted some, but like, I don't remember these things, but it was obviously happening to me.
That's another thing too. As you age, your mind will like sort through your mental history and just scrub out the things that are like magically erase away some of those traumatic experiences. Because like, do you want to carry those for the rest of your life, thinking about them and being afraid of them? Fuck no.
Yeah, exactly. You kind of get used to it. Albeit, since I've been gone from there, I haven't really experienced many things that are like imposing themselves on me.
In every single horror movie I've ever seen where people are in a haunted house, the first time something happens, you're like, I'm leaving the house. I don't give a shit.
Like, I'm not hanging out.
I don't care if all the finances are tied up to it. I'll sleep in my car in some parking lot. I don't want anything to do with it.
I'll sleep in the rental car. I really liked horror and stuff like that until that medium came by and she's like, this stuff is inviting things into your home and like your wife. When it kind of scared me. I don't really necessarily believe in that, but it did shake me a little bit. Like, I didn't listen to Slipknot for like 3 years.
Yeah.
Like,
I can't have any negativity around me. It's going to conjure this thing.
Yeah, man. Like, I was on edge. The medium ended up telling me that she thought it was like a doppelganger. That's why it could look like my mom like that.
John's episode was about doppelgangers too.
Oh, yeah?
Doppelgangers are such a freaky concept to me because it's like, it's not just that something wants your attention. It's going to use the things that don't scare you to try and lure you to them.
Like that movie Smile.
Yeah, I told
That
John
was
specifically,
wild.
do not ever watch Smile.
It'll fuck you up.
Yeah. Because it's so close to what's happening there.
Yes. I haven't really heard much, but he did say his baby was a vampire.
Little Olivia? Nah.
Yeah, I know.
She's a cutie pie.
She's too adorable. But my mom collected old figurines and stuff, and there was a little clown figurine. One night I was laying on the couch, and this thing was facing like to the left a little bit, like facing away from me. As I'm looking at it, it starts rotating towards me and just like sits there. And I'm like, oh my, like I half expected this thing to get up and walk to me. And then my great grandmother, we visited her in North Carolina. She gave me a porcelain doll. I put that thing under my bed and like it just gave me such weird feelings. They were actually created to hold and be a vessel for spirits. And that's why I'm a big no on that.
When you hear like a number of stories like this, it gives you the feeling that there were really different things happening a couple of generations back.
Yes.
Like there might have just been rules about the world that were almost completely different from what we're interacting with now in like the digital age. I wonder if actually seeing spirits was a much more prevalent thing before our attention spans went to watching glowing rectangles all the time.
Yes.
I have like a weird little pet theory I like to play around with that maybe there were actual gods or powers back in the days of like prehistoric man. Maybe they interacted with us from, I don't know what you want to call it, like heavens, hells, higher, lower dimensions. And the reason that there were so many new religions was to just deprive those things of their sacrificial energy. Like if nobody's slaying the goat for them to have influence in our world anymore, they become essentially powerless. Like Freddy Krueger. Oh, yeah. If you're not afraid of Freddy Krueger, he can't come in your dreams and mess with you. And maybe like the digital age is the ultimate version of like depriving these weird spiritual entities of their energy or attention so that they don't really mess with people anymore.
This world is too much going on. You just got to get away.
It makes you feel like a machine more than a person.
Oh, yeah. 100%. Energy is very important. Like, I love hiking. I used to go kayaking for like days on end. Like, I would just camp out on the side of the river and just chill.
That's what they say, too. If you're ever feeling disconnected from the world, you got to take a walk through nature. And I think it does something to you as an individual when you start shutting off like your gut instincts and stop your interpretation of the feelings and energies around you.
After I left, it just kind of stopped. I honestly got kind of sad. I stopped having like friendly feelings from these things as I got older. It was scary, but it was like I didn't feel scared until something very scary happened.
It's like you have a fuller picture of what existence is. I mentioned it a million times in previous episodes. Like I feel like as a younger person, even up until like maybe my late teens, I could enter a room where there's a lot of people and just get an emotional vibe of everything that was happening in there. Here's my creepiest theory. The big fear is that there's going to come an AI that starts like slowly taking things over and then starts molding the course of humanity into whatever it wants it to be. What if that's already happened and we're already kind of far down that road? People's attention spans are shrinking with all the apps and TV shows that are just in the palm of your hand. We're becoming less aware.
You never know.
And that's kind of why the show is fun. You start trying to pull at the little threads of the reality you know and understand. And there's always a little bit of weirdness going on there that you don't really think about until you're sitting in a dark room with a candle telling spooky stories. I was a huge fan of the scary stories to tell in the dark books back in the day. Those might have changed the course of my life. Here I am with the spooky podcast. But a lot of those stories, the old classic of the couple making out and they hear the scratch on the door like, the guy with the hook escaped from the asylum. Oh, it's not him. Let's just kiss. And then they eventually go home and it's like, oh no, the hook is on the door. There are people, like legitimately people that have those stories. It's not just something that's in a piece of media. And it's weird to see it repeat in other people's lives. Like the story about picking up a hitchhiker and then they're gone. I think that might have even been in one of the books.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And
wow.
at the end of each one, there's like citations of where those stories came from. And a lot of it was just collected from people's experiences or just urban myths.
Yeah.
So things like that might have actually been a regular occurrence at some point in human history.
When we were a lot more aware of what was going on around us.
But is it better that we've become kind of disconnected from all that stuff?
I don't know, because I think certain people really fit into this lifestyle, but other people, they don't really belong here. It's going too fast. Like I kind of feel bad for some elderly people because they're just being left in the wind.
Cold Case Western Australia is a new true crime podcast series produced on behalf of the WA Police Force Special Crime Squad. The series examines unsolved homicide cases, some dating back several decades, in the world's largest policing jurisdiction. You'll hear new case details and insights from the investigating detectives and forensic experts. There are now $1 million rewards attached to each unsolved homicide in Western Australia. You can listen to Cold Case Western Australia wherever you get your podcasts or by visiting the WA Police Force website.
I remember I was in Costco with my father once and he He was trying to transfer money on like a banking app. And he just felt so uncomfortable like with making the purchase until he saw it cleared. And it's like, I'm lucky to not be at the age where I don't distrust technology that much. But I was trying to like imagine like, what's it going to be in the future where I am like the old doddering person that doesn't believe something will work. It'll be my grandkids trying to push me into the teleporter.
Yeah,
like,
man.
We got to get to Mars, Grandpa. We're late for, someone's whatever. I'm like, no, those things, you'll teleport your arm to Saturn. And it'll teleport your balls to the desert. And like, that only happens 1 in a million times, Grandpa. You'll be fine. But shit like that actually happens to me nowadays. Like, technology's already gotten to the point where I was like, I don't trust it enough. I don't know. I think the Neuralink thing will come first. Yeah. And that'll be the real fear of like some people are just real life NPCs or like fake people. And I mean, to be honest, a lot of us might be that way already.
Oh, no.
Unfortunately. I wonder if a soul is something that you're inherently born with or if it's something you develop throughout a colorful, interesting life.
I think your personality is based off of your experiences. But like, I remember when I was really, really, really little, like I already knew who I was. I already knew what I was about. Like I came out ready to go.
Is that just your genetic lineage? Maybe you had like, it's literally just mixing in different ingredients to make a stew. Maybe you've had past lives and are just like, well, let's get this playthrough going. I already know how to jump and roll and whatever the controls are.
Anything is possible. It goes back to when you were little, right? And you're sitting there and you have all the lights off. There's like a nightlight maybe, and you see something in your corner.
Yeah.
Is that a jacket or a really like motionless, headless guy? Like,
is it the dog on the floor? Is it your pile of laundry?
Yeah, like who knows? What is that?
Is it a demon? Zool? Zool's in the house?
Oh, no. Oh, man. My mom always tried to get me to play with the Ouija boards. And I was like, no, no, no. She said she played with one when she was like 14. And she met a little boy that apparently wrecked on that road. His name was Timmy. He was 14, and she was talking to him. I don't really remember all of what was said, but it always freaked me out because I'm like, what's wrong with you? Like,
that's another thing about before technology. It was just fun to mess with like the beyond. Spiritually, the same thing as lawn darts. I don't know.
Cornhole for the edgy girls.
Yeah. But then, like, who actually gets the real ghost experience playing with the Ouija board? You know what I mean? Because I bet there have been like hundreds of thousands of people that have played with Ouija boards and there's like nothing comes of it.
Yeah, that's honestly like there were two sides of why I didn't mess with them. I didn't know if it'd work and I'd be afraid it would work. What if like great Aunt Brenda has something to say and you don't want to hear it? Like,
yeah.
I'm good. One time I had just gotten a digital camera for my birthday. And again, I was in like the angsty stage. So I had the lights off and stuff, put flash on, like really get the pictures going. Well, I go to put it on my computer after taking the picture. My door was brown and there was like a blue figure behind me and it had like horns and stuff. Like it was weird. I showed my cousin and she like could not believe it. I didn't want to show anybody, especially like my grandparents, because they're just going to freak out.
More evidence for the devil being in the house.
I don't know. It was blue and that's what always confused me. Here's something that happened recently, probably about 3 years ago. I lived in an apartment and my neighbor had died and he sat there for like 2 weeks. My TV had like 3 different sets of eyes that started coming through the TV. He was in the room next to us and his bed was like adjacent to where our TV was.
What kind of eyes were they? Were they just like regular?
Just, like binoculars. And then after they found him, they slowly started to fade.
I wonder if there's something to actually burying bodies in the ground. Maybe that's the catalyst for people becoming a ghost or a spirit, is that their body isn't absorbed by the earth. I wonder what cremation does with that.
I've heard that if you're cremated, which makes me sad for my mom, but if you're cremated, you cannot come back. You're done.
You're removed from the cycle of reincarnation.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what kind of burial I'm getting.
I want to be frozen, and everybody thinks it's because I want to come back. I just want to preserve who I am because I'm cool, you know, like.
Yeah. Well, you and Walt Disney, you know.
Right in our little room, $20,000 a month, like it's all good.
Keep the freezer on.
Yeah, and then once humanity is over with, what happens to my frozen body? I'm gonna rot anyway.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of time, none of us will exist anyway. Exactly. I guess I don't know.
Yeah.
I always thought that there was kind of a comfort in that, and that maybe one day no trace of you will exist anymore. You
got about 100 years after your death if you're really important to be remembered. And then after that, you're kind of gone. Like, you got to really make a difference or just understand that you're going forever.
Because I think about, like, what if you actually were a vampire? What if you could live forever or even be a ghost? Like, I wouldn't want to exist forever.
No.
I mean, I'd like to exist for a while, maybe longer than a regular human lifespan, but I don't know if you watch Black Mirror, that San Junipero thing where they upload everyone's consciousness into that little 80s world. And that might be fun for a bit, but at a certain point, it's like, just pull the damn plug. I met the love of my life again. I lived with them for 300 years. Like, fuck that. Come on.
Be like the Cullens and just go to high school all the time.
Right? I'm 500 years old, but I want to date this 16-year-old because she is so special.
And she has a cool truck. Like.
Yeah. I can't read her thoughts. That's why it's so nice to be around her. Not to dress down Twilight for any of you fans out there. I've always loved like the thing that like Twilight started as Harry Potter fan fiction, and then 50 Shades of Grey started as Twilight fan fiction.
No way.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
It'd Beware the Pipeline.
Well, my ex, he moved into this apartment and he was playing Creedence Clearwater Revival on a turntable. And he had just done something really fucked up, like black magic type stuff. And he started playing this record, just chilling, and the record slowed down. Like
he didn't touch anything over there. It just kind of happened on its own.
He was sitting in a chair. And then I'm pretty sure he said that a glass just exploded. I'm like, you better get away from me, because what if you give me the freaking vibes off?
And that happens too.
Yeah, I know.
And that's something that kind of spooks me out too, is like, I feel like I'm relatively protected. I'm just listening to folks' stories secondhand, but maybe the act of storytelling does spread these things and propagates them.
I think what my mom and my grandma experienced was definitely from the same thing.
Yeah.
I think it definitely attaches, because I don't know much about my grandma's mom, but I'm pretty sure they all struggled with
certain things in that house.
Yes. My aunt ended up burning the original house down in like 2004. I don't necessarily believe it was the structure itself. I know that it was a vessel for certain things, but I do believe it was mostly the property. My grandparents had this mirror in their guest room, and it was an old mirror, like passed down. One day I looked in it and like I never noticed, but it didn't have like a clear reflection. It was like smoked up. And they had like a little offering dish in front of it. And I was like, what is going on here?
Yeah.
Like it always gave me weird feelings, because when you looked at yourself, you didn't really see yourself. You were just different. I never understood why they kept it.
These are questions you don't really know you want answers
I know. Like, I have a cousin and an aunt that does paranormal investigations and stuff, and they've been to Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum quite a few times, and they've seen some things.
It's funny you say that. We're actually going in January.
Oh, yeah. My grandma was a patient there in like 1991.
Get the hell out.
And then when she died, 1993, I'm pretty sure that's when they closed.
So she really did have some troubling experiences.
Yes, she was very troubled. And apparently at Trans-Allegheny, they still have bathtubs full of water that they never drained.
I wouldn't.
Yeah, man.
I wouldn't want to touch that shit.
Yeah.
It's probably one of those things where there's actually just a plug in the tub at the bottom. You'd have to get one of those like cow duct sleeves to reach down there and get it.
I've always wanted to go, but my mom visited there when she was a kid, and she told me some of the things she saw in there while it was still open. And she said there were people talking, holes in the walls, which I later on found out ghosts hide in holes in the walls. Here's a crazy thing. I always wanted some of my mom's ashes. Well, one year for my birthday, my grandparents gave me a little urn necklace. When I first got it and I would try to wear it, my heart would burn, like it was trying to be sucked out of my chest.
You still have it. It's right
there on the wall.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Maybe it was the metal that it's made out of.
I don't know. It would be sitting right here, and I would just feel this like heavy feeling on my heart. Her boyfriend said that he was talking to the same medium, I'm assuming. She said that my mom is trying to be me. She's trying to live through me. And after I wore that thought popped in my head, I was like, what if she really is trying to like take control of me? After she had passed, me and my aunt and my cousin were sitting by the creek we all used to go to. My aunt is sitting by the fire, and I'm playing Yahtzee with my cousin. And my aunt looks at me and she's like, you know, your mom was a demon, right? I'm like, what?
That is disturbing.
She's currently living up in a society for people that are unwell, because in October of like 2016, she slaughtered all of my grandparents' German Shepherds that they use for breeding. And she did it in a very nasty way. She hung one. She suffocated the other two, I think, cut one open and stuffed a Bible inside of it, and then tried to burn my grandparents' house down with corn husks.
Holy shit.
While wearing a dog harness.
Wow.
Yeah. There's an article about it. I made a petition, got over 2,000 signatures. I wanted her away.
Yeah, that is fucking crazy.
They moved her from the area and she's not allowed back. I wanted her in jail.
Yeah, I mean, what's the case for that? Is it mental illness?
Honestly, with the way that my family has been said to be, like my mom and my aunt and her mom, it makes me wonder. Apparently, my great-grandfather was a Satanist, and he lived there, which is my mom's dad. And when my aunt was little, the one that murdered the dogs, he put her under a blanket and read from a book. And when she took the blanket off of her head, there were things flying around the room.
The implication of that is so terrifying. Summoning demons into your lives.
Yeah.
And it's still affecting you guys to this extent.
I've always wondered if it was because
your mom and her boyfriend look at each other. The devil.
Yeah, there's a lot that I probably don't know. I was told once that they're always watching me from the corners, and I was like, what in the world?
That is an actual thing that they say about Satan, is that he penetrates rooms from corners.
Yeah, it's wild. Yeah.
It's getting spooky in here. Good Lord.
But yeah, she saw those things flying around, and it really affected her for a long time. She didn't know what to make of it. And my mom always said she had spell books. I'm like, look, lady, you don't need nothing else freaky in here. And I don't know if they were his or what, but apparently they were still on the property. So
Satanism exists in the world as like a modern religion, and it's more of like an accepting the imperfections of man. It's essentially just Christianity with like metal imagery. But this sounds like a more diabolical, ritualistic.
This was the real deal.
Yeah.
This wasn't
the Satanism you're scared of.
This is the baby goat stuff.
That Black Phillip, the witch type shit.
We actually had a lady up the road. They all said she was a witch, and anytime we found a turtle, we'd take it to her because she loved them for some reason. But everybody was a little.
Let's hope those turtles ended up living long, fulfilling lives. No. Let's hope it wasn't like a soup or sacrifice.
It was definitely soup.
The monstrous Olive Garden, the soup sacrifice.
She actually lived right in the middle of the hill, and she lived in the houses next to the graveyard.
This area, West Virginia, DC, Maryland, Pennsylvania, Virginia, there's so much rich, weird history in this area. And I say, every time I go to West Virginia for an episode, it's a banger each time.
Oh, yeah.
Here we go. We got another one on our hands.
They actually had a show about the Shenandoah River carrying souls, because our water around here is apparently energized. All the blood, and especially like Antietam and stuff. Like it's crazy. All of the death and just all the anger resonating.
Yeah.
I actually knew a guy. He was from Wisconsin. He visited me down here, and he was like, why do you guys have so many graveyards? I never understood that we had a lot until I met someone that came from somewhere a little newer. Definitely makes sense on why so many weird things happen.
And if you think about it, like, since the dawn of man, people have been dying with unfinished business.
Yes.
Like, why don't we have more caveman, Paleolithic era ghosts? And I think there must be like a recency to it. Like, it must only go back like a couple thousand years before it kind of peters out.
Maybe it's something to do with the vibrations.
Yeah, maybe you can't understand the experience of, or maybe just souls or spirits weren't complex enough to leave their trace. Like, why is it we don't have like saber-toothed cat ghosts roaming around? Or
like a 2002 Britney Spears fan or something. Like, why is it always pilgrims?
the hit me baby one more time ghost. You start hearing lyrics in the
Kevin Federline walks out.
So Bailey, thank you very much for coming on Spooky Show.
Yeah, it's been a great experience. I really hope that other people can hear my stories and relate to them or learn something from them. That'd be really cool.
Yeah. Thanks again for coming on, and we'll see you next episode. Now those were some frightfully fun stories. Howdy everybody, it's me, your host Danny, and I wanted to let you in on something special. You might have noticed that when I introduce the show, I say we are the Hometown Horrors Podcast. That's because there will always be at least 3 people in each episode. Me, the person who wants to hear a good story, the guest, the teller of a good story, and you, the listener, that takes that story and carries it with you out into the world. And we make up a special kind of trinity. We are the Hometown Horrors Podcast. And if you ever want to graduate fluctuate from listener to guest, reach out to us via our handle on Instagram, hometown_horrors_podcast. Our email is thehometownhorrorspodcast, no spaces, @gmail.com, or via text or phone call at 571-358-8880, which FYI is not my personal number, but give it a ring. I'll get back to you, because if there's anything I've learned from doing the podcast is that everybody has a story, and that story deserves to be heard. On your number one source for the most spine-tingling, gut-wrenching, insomnia-inducing stories around, the Hometown Horrors Podcast.